Well, since I had just started a lovely long cutscene kind of thing, I guess we'll wait. Ah. All right, are you working? Well, let's click through this and hopefully get to the same part we were just at when we got her disconnected. I am here on behalf of the Maelstrom, Grand Company of Limsa to offer said hero a place of honor within our ranks. As you can see, Pieta, your recent exploits have garnered you the attentions of the Grand Companies of Eorzea. Each organization would have Ifrit's bane for its own. To this end, all three have sent officers to court you. They would not ordinarily go to such lengths to enlist a new recruit, and that they have is evidence of their high regard for you. I find myself wondering what word of Pieter's deeds, or how word of Pieter's deeds spread so quickly. If the immortal flames should know of his triumph seems to be expected, what of the other grand companies? Yee! Your reputation precedes you, Master Krulinsk. There is no ordinary man who can face a primal and emerge the victor. And imagine our pride when we learned that you began your journey as an adventurer in our own Gridania. Know that the people hold you in high esteem, and that you will always be welcome among us. The Order of the Twin Adder has need of such valiant men as you. Join your strength to ours, friend, and together let us ensure that peace ever reigns over the Twelfswood. What a pleasure it is to have finally met you, Master Krolinsk. My comrades speak of you in the most glowing terms. A man of your talent belongs to the immortal flames. Join your strength to ours, friend, and together let us secure a prosperous future for Ul'dah. The Admiral is not exaggerating when he says you have a look of a hero. Full often does she speak of you, friend. It's only natural that you would want for the Maelstrom. Join your strength to ours, and together let us see the great vessel of Limsa to the shores of glory. Lady Minophilia. Oh, very well. Though I'm quite sure you need no reminding, perhaps a brief summary of the situation would help you clarify your thoughts on the matter. As you know, the Grand Companies are all-encompassing organizations, empowered to call upon the martial, economic, and technological resources of their respective city-states in time of strife. Let me find another. There we go. there's another voice for the goblins, since I've used it in something else now. Presently, 3 such organizations in Eorzea, the Maelstrom of Linsom Lemonsa, the Order of the Twin Adder of Gridania, and the Immortal Flames of Uldar. Serving a Grand Company means serving the nation to which it belongs. You will be charged with its defense and tasked with advancing its cause. In return for your faithful service, you'll be furnished with various rewards, some of which may well prove useful to you in other endeavors. If you're agonizing over which of the Grand Companies best deserves your loyalty, be at ease. The commitment you make this day need not be permanent. Should you wish to shift your allegiance at a later date, you're entitled to do so, and yet, I concede it is no small choice you face. A thought occurs to me. You will, of course, recall that the 3 city-states are planning to hold remembrance services. Well, as part of the proceedings, I am given to understand the leaders of each Grand Company will deliver an address. Hearing these addresses ought to help you make an informed decision. What say you, my dear officers?
Fine suggestion. You're as wise as you are beautiful, my lady. Very well. Let Pieter hear our leader speak, and then return here with his decision. We eagerly await your answers.
Oh. I know full well that the adventurers are by their nature liberty-loving breed, not best suited to the discipline of military service. I strongly urge you to join a Grand Company nonetheless. With the promise of reward as enticing in itself, it is not the only benefit. You are possessed of great power, Pieter, and with it you are capable of doing untold good. Yet know that great power is wont to attract attention, and not all of it friendly. There are those who wish you ill, and you must needs be on the lookout for them. Yet however vigilant you are but one man. In the midst of a grand company, however, you will be one man amongst many, a friend amongst friends. Your achievements will be shared, and so will the danger. I could think of no better arrangement. Of course, joining one organization does not mean leaving another. I hope you'll continue to rely upon your aid. The 12 know that we will have need of it in the days ahead. The Grand Company seek to protect their own nations. We Scions, on the other hand, seek to preserve the future of Eorzea as a whole. Similar, yet not quite the same. Now then, I expect you'll be afield more often in the future. As such, I would have you carry this link pearl with you at all times. It would allow us to stay in touch, regardless of location. Is this where we can use the Moogle? Eorzea is changing, Pieter, and you have the power to shape it anew. None can say what the morrow may bring, but so long as we believe in ourselves, there's naught we cannot achieve. Now, it is time you made ready for your own journey. Before you depart, be sure to speak to Tataru. She'll appraise you of where and when the remembrance services are due to take place. Was her shirt sewn into her, like, torso? Because it kind of looks like it is. Time to leave the solar. I mean, with my character being all about nature and connection to nature and how his forest got destroyed in the calamity and his village along with it, I would just imagine that he would be all about the place with the nature. Tataru. I'm sorry about all the attention you're getting, Piotr. I might have sung your praises a little too loudly and too often, to a few too many people. Next time I'll be sure to hold my tongue, literally if necessary. Anyway, I expect you want to know when and where the remembrance services are taking place. If all goes into plan, Gridania's Grand Company, the Order of the Twin Adder, will hold this first of the three services, and Elder Seeker Kanisina will deliver her address in the Mikito's amphitheater. I should probably mention at this point that due to the organizational challenges involved in assembling all of the involved parties, it's possible the order of the services might change. Still, there's not much we can do about that, so make Gridania your first port of call. Next, you'll need to go to Ul'dah, where Flame General Rubadan Arin will be addressing the masses at the Royal Promenade. Oh, and it's rumored there was going to be a special guest. How exciting! Last but not least, you must make your way to the stateroom of Linsa Lamonsa, where Maelstrom Chief Admiral Mirowim will be giving her address. The room is accessible via the Admiral's lift. Identify yourself to the Sentry Zenahil and he'll admit you. You got all that? Well, off you go. I hope you find remembrance services suitably educational. I suggest visiting the city-states in my prescribed order, although with your record of impeccable timing and luck, the schedule may change in favor of your preferred travel plans. Oh well, farewell. All right. It's New Gridania. Is that troubled adventurer? Several adventurers are having difficulty summoning their retainers. Should you wish to offer your assistance, you will find these troubled souls in Lamonsa, Gridania, and Ul'dah. The rewards will be the same regardless of who you help, so do not hesitate to aid the adventurer of your choice. It weighs heavily on the adventurer's mind. You've never ignored a summons before. I beg your pardon, sir, but would you be willing to aid a fellow adventurer? It's my retainer. She haven't returned from her latest venture to the Nine Ives, and I fear something terrible may have happened. I would track her down myself if I could, but I have an important appointment I must keep. Mayhap you could go and search in my stead. Jerome Giro is a glut of gossip that's been dying to share with someone. If you're poking around looking for work, you must be an adventurer too, am I right? You won't find much here, I'm afraid. Seems the only thing people talk about these days is a nasty bit of business down at Ima's Har. Surely you've heard the stories. Strange portal suddenly appearing in the ruins down there. Hey, don't give me that look. I'm only telling what I overheard from the whalers. They say on the other end of it's some sort of labyrinth. The thing is, every time they go down there to map a place out, nothing's the same. A mystery if I've ever heard of one. Frankly, I'm more than happy to say let it stay a mystery. Strange apparitions, booby-trapped corridors, going down there is nothing short of suicide. Still, the prospect of treasure is awfully tempting. Ahem. Don't take my word for it, though. Head down to Ismhar, and you'll head it straight to the. You can hear it straight from the chocobo's mouth. People of Twelson need your help, adventurer. Have you the courage to provide it? Pieter, is it not? We've been following your interest. I've been following... Pieter, is it not? I've been following your exploits with great interest. You've served Gridania well, but I believe your greatest accomplishments are yet to come. It's with such lofty expectations I would grant you passage to our White Wolf Gate. Take this pass and show it to Formentor, the gatekeeper. Gird yourself well for the battles to come, and I am sure that news of your deeds will reach me again before long. Okay, I've completed my request. No adventurers of a busy sort, but I too have deadlines to meet. Fine display of synthesis. I'm anxious to send you my admiration and gratitude, in the form of a reward, of course. That will include one or more high-quality items. Your rewards increased to 100%. Only those who possess the gate past me travel through the White Wolf Gate. It is for your own good. The fearsome beasts that lurk beyond would tear an unprepared adventurer limb from limb. Here you go. Oh, you have papers. Let me see now. Yes, everything appears to be in order. Go in safely, Pieter. In the future, should you wish to pass, you need only say the word. Your etiquette destination is now accessible. Yeah, I actually found that kind of irritating, so I'd much rather have it be this way. Luba has a task for a capable adventurer. It's no ordinary adventurers granted passage through the White Wolf Gate. I am Rossabot, the Wood Whalers, and I would see you live up to your reputation. My fellow whalers at Dustin Spire are in grave need of an adventurer's aid. Should you have a mind to make yourself useful, travel there and seek out Thavanor. Exit to the Central Shroud. Nope. Not yet. We'll go to the Central Shroud in a minute. Time to go to Old Gridania. Among the many things I need to do, I need to start my next mission as a conjurer. Brother Isumian would have you investigate the creeping corruption that threatens the 12th Wood. Ah, Pieter, your presence here is most welcome. I have another task for which your maturing skills are well suited. Attend me closely. The expansive wounds that ooze corruption have formed throughout the forest. After examining the traces of the sizable disturbance you previously cleansed, I can only conclude this phenomenon is the work of a malignant agent. It must be found, swiftly, lest the corruption spread, and I would have you assigned to the investigation. Guildmaster, you must let me help. Sylphie? Since I got back from the South Shroud, I've spent all of my time studying in the forces of nature. I even sat through one of Hero Nolanel's lectures. The 12th Wood is crying out in pain. My skills are still a bit lacking in some areas, but I want to do what I can for the forest. Lacking. Sylphie, you have yet to master a single offensive spell. Without the means to defend yourself, it'd be far too dangerous to send you off into the forest alone. So I'm to stay here, then? Not necessarily. Pieter, with your consent, I would have Sylphie accompany you once more. I do not propose this arrangement solely with her safety in mind. Given the nature of the investigation, it is likely that Sylphie's innate talent for hearing will prove just as useful to you as your conjuring will to her. There's what you might accomplish together. Sure. Sylphie, you do not approach any sources of corruption without Pieter at your side. Do I make myself clear? And should you chance to encounter the origin of these disturbances, do not initiate a confrontation. Too often you allow your curiosity to overwhelm your good sense. Now go, and may the elementals watch over you. Yes, Guildmaster. Something tells me we should start at Quarry Mill in the South Shroud. Meet there as soon as you can, Pieter, and hurry. That corruption is spreading.
You got it.
All right. Come on.
I lost my son to the calamity.
The 3 seed seers are all together.
Some say you couldn't take a step without stumbling over a body.
I'm gonna get some water while we have this go off.
Our forebears were once strangers in the Twelves Wood.
Right, I thought they were going to continue, but I guess not.
Fearful of the green wrath, they hid themselves in the dark recesses of the earth. Yet they dreamed of basking in the dappled sunlight of the forest. Through great effort, they proved their worth to the elementals, and were granted a place beneath the boughs. So it was that Gridania was born, some 5 centuries ago. Working hand in hand, the Hyur and the Elysian settlers sowed the seeds of our civilization, and soon they were joined by folk of all races. So nourished by the waters of unity, and blessed by the light of the matron, Gridania flourished into the great nation it is today.
Do you see the Gridanian standard? There, hanging behind the Elder Seed Seer. The entwined serpents represent the unity between Hyur and Elysian. An elegant symbol, do you not agree?
In accordance with the will of the elementals, we have embraced a life of peace. Alas, our neighbors have not always sought the same for themselves, nor for us. Though we Gridanians have no love for war, we have still less for those who would threaten our way of life. Ever have we fought to protect the sanctity of the Twelveswood. When the Garlean Empire brought its war of conquest to Eorzea, we rallied under the noble standard of the Twin Adder that we might push back the encroaching darkness. And it was we who prepared the ground for the reformation of the Eorzean Alliance, that all the peoples of this realm might stand united against the common threat.
This is something Pieter threw all over.
5 years ago, the Alliance met the armies of the Empire upon the fields of Cartano. It would prove the bloodiest battle in recent memory. Countless Gridanian lives were lost. As Supreme Commander of the Order of the Twin Adder, ever shall I bear the weight of our people's sacrifice. Alas, their loss was not the only tragedy to befall us that day, for soon came the calamity. The scars borne by our forest are a constant reminder of its violence. Our lives have been irrevocably changed. Each waking hour, a struggle to survive. Driven to desperation, some among us have strayed from the path of righteousness, resorting to banditry, poaching, and other unconscionable deeds. To compound our woes, the Ixal have returned in force, emboldened by our suffering. They test our defenses nigh without cease, and prey upon the vulnerable, so beleaguered from within and without. It is of little wonder that our unity now falters. Dark times are upon us.
Time was a man could walk
pox
the
on that
high
bloody
roads without
Ixal.
fear.
On this day, 5 years ago, countless Eorzeans laid down their lives that we might behold another dawn. Please join with me in honoring their memory.
And how do you propose to honor the memory of those you cannot remember, pray tell?
The destruction wrought by the calamity was indiscriminate. It dealt death to Eorzean and Garlean alike. Yet while we have labored to rebuild our homes, to rebuild our lives, the Empire has set about raising steel fortresses here in the Twelveswood. Let none be mistaken. The Garleans remain the greatest threat to our survival. If we are to stand against them, we must remember what it is to be united. Our many troubles blind us to the woes of our fellow man. Thence is harmony lost. Yet harmony is the founding principle of Gridania. We are gathered here to honor the fallen. Let them be honored not only in word and thought, but through concerted action. I bid you, join hands with me once more beneath the Twin Adder's standard. And together, let us heal the forest's wounds, that our progeny might live in harmony beneath these ancient boughs. For serenity, purity, and sanctity, we must think of the children.
Woods will be done.
It's up to us to protect the
All
forest.
the elementals! If you'll permit me, Alfie no. And my sister, Alize, at your service. I saw at a glance that you were a fellow traveler. You might call us students of history, sampling the realm's remembrances in pursuit of enlightenment.
All right. The Gridanians are unfortunate enough to have to contend with two beast tribes. Ixal are unquestionably the most troublesome, being of a naturally warlike disposition and wont to summon their bloodthirsty primal, Garuda. The Sylphs, by contrast, are peaceful in nature, being mischievous rather than malevolent, and have long been on friendly terms with the Gridanians. Until recently, at least. Alas, They had grown aloof. The change observed at roughly the time they summoned their primal, Rabble. The Gridanians have no love for war, and they consider open conflict a last resort. Though they clash with the XIV ever more regularly, you must be assured that they do so in self-defense. As for the Sylphs, they are as yet bound by a peace treaty, though one wonders how long it will be before it is broken. The Twelfthwood was grievously wounded during the calamity, leaving Gridania vulnerable to attack. The people are hopeful that restoring the wood, and thereby the power of the elementals, will put an end to their woes. Yet, how long will that take? Centuries, I'd wager. Meanwhile, the Ixal will continue their incursions, spurred on by Garuda and her insatiable appetite for destruction. Whether the Gridanians like it or not, sooner or later it will come to all-out war, and when it does, the Order of the Twin Adder will need all the help it can muster. How valuable might the aid of a capable adventurer prove to them, then? Well, perhaps we will find out, if the Elder Seedseer's words fall on fertile ground. Okay. The remembrance service has been accomplished. Flour and cornmeal. Curious, what is up here? See an interesting indicator. I don't know what it means. Accomplish enough feats to keep the bard singing for a lifetime, lad. Such an achievement shouldn't go unrecognized, and to that end you have this. Consider it a token of my highest esteem. Your accrued achievement points have earned you an achievement certificate. Certificates may be changed for a special reward of your choice by speaking to Jonaths. looks like another gate of some kind. New task. How's your technique coming along? If you honestly think you've improved, then I have a new task for you. But before that, are you familiar with the Falel brand, are you not? But of course, how silly of me. Even an adventurer hailing from distant lands should know the most famous brand of leather goods in Eorzea. Anyway, all goods sold under the distinguished Falel brand are crafted by none other than our leather workers. We've been asked to fill an exceptionally large order in short notice, so our stores of hard leather are nearly depleted. I was considering how best to handle this situation when you arrived. I'm pretty sure you see where this is going. We need a dozen circles of hard leather as fast as you can make them. Quickly down. Go. Here you go. Please tell me you brought me the hard leather. Here you go. Standard hard leather. Well, that's better than I expected. Much more difficult to boil much more difficult to boil leather than it is to tan it, but the process results in a stronger, more durable product. These properties make hard leather the material of choice for those who prefer stouter armor. The fruits of your labor will serve the guild well, as training materials for new initiates. You seem troubled. Surely you do not imagine that your leather would be used in construction of fell ill goods. Oh gods, no. Only our elite leather workers, handpicked by me, are permitted to make wares that bear the Fenil name. While we've had enough hard leather to complete the Fenil commission, some of the materials used, despite being in excellent quality, were originally intended to be distributed as practice materials. As such, the initiate's supplies ran dangerously low. Come now, there's no need to be disheartened. Do you not see that, furnishing the beginners with supplies, you've proven that you are no longer a beginner? You've given them that which they could not make themselves. When you first arrived, I could not have entrusted you with such a task. Make no mistake, you are improving. Why, at this rate, my great-great-grandchildren may yet commission you to make a shoe sole, or even two. Speaking of commissioners, I think you've proven yourself sufficiently skilled to handle orders without my supervision. Go and seek contract with the Carline Canopy if you're interested in taking on a few guild labs. You'd gain much needed experience and earn yourself some coin besides. But enough chatter. Come and see me again when you have further refined your technique. Oh, and if you make it during my lifetime, I dare say you'll find me in more talkative mood. Make some better pants real quick. First wrist guards. parts guards. Have you completed my request? I know you adventurers are a busy sort, but I too have deadlines to meet. Fine display of synthesis. I must extend to you my admiration and gratitude in the form of a reward, of course. Come on, Pieter. It ain't that hard, bro. Here for the job, are you? And there's no need for pleasantries. Show me your work. Let me see here. I believe this will do. Here's your payment promised. Level 15. Oh, he's just right freaking there. Okay. Yeah, I'm just right there. Oh, fine. Conjure it is. Met. I've dispatched the Adventurers Guild to recruit volunteers for several small-scale operations known as guild hests. You look to be of sound-minded body, might you consider joining?
light party.
Stasha. Quite the loading screen.
Yeah. I obtained a plundered staff. Hey, I got a player commendation. Cool. Alright. Something or other over here we need to go get done. Rolsterman sent you? Think of the 12. Thank the 12. I'd just about given up hope that anyone would answer our call. Tell me, did you perhaps notice that gaping hole in the ground on your way here? Aye, it would be hard to miss it. One of the many remnants of Dalamud's fury. The scaffolding you see here is a solution we worked out with our friends from the Carpenters Guild. But even the sturdiest wood is at the mercy of the elements. The rains have fallen hard of late. I fear there may still be some soggy planks left untended. Please see to them, as well as any pests who have come to feast on the wood. Naturalist Marcel Dunstan Spires in need of a research assistant. You have the honor of addressing Marcette, realm-renowned naturalist and esteemed authoress of the New Eorzean Geographic, the single most comprehensive collection of knowledge our realm has ever seen, or ever will see. You've not heard of the Geographic? Well, of course you haven't. It hasn't been published yet, and it never will be if my assistants keep dawdling about instead of doing their jobs. So hop to it. Of course I'm talking to you. Do you see anyone else here? Now, for the 70,000th time, 5 toadstool caps, and be quick with them. Inspect the scaffolding, and defeat any shroud hairs that appear. Shroud hair doesn't look much like a bunny, but whatever. Perhaps it's supposed to be ironic. You have my thanks, adventurer. A shroud hair, I see. I ask you only this, friend. Should you have occasion to meet Marcette, speak nothing of this to her. She is a researcher, of sorts, unusual creatures being her speciality. Were she to catch wind of shroud hairs lurking beneath, she'd rip up every last plank till we have nowhere left to stand upon. The woman treats us all as if the wood whalers were her personal laboratory assistants. I will stand for this no more. I keep my distance from her, and would suggest you do the same. Yes, I have been fortunate enough to meet this lady. like that. That looks good. Obtain toadstool caps from the toadstools. One. The bruises. What's bruises, precious? More toadstools.
That is a rather large hole. Have you brought me my toadstool caps? Each moment you delay deprives my realm of its prodigious knowledge. Yes, yes, hand it over now. But of course, it's just as I theorized, the spore density of these toadstools is exponentially greater than that of the samples taken from before the calamity. Clearly, they've evolved in such an order to adapt to an increasingly harsh environment. And with this, another entry in the new Eorzean Geographic is complete. Who are you again? So let's put you to work again, whether you like it or not. Research Assistant 6, yes, I'm speaking to you. Research Assistant 6, that is the title I've just deigned to bestow upon you after your humble contribution to my latest scientific breakthrough. Mind you,
now that you're officially my slave, research assistant. Here, there will be no slacking off. I require a live lightning spark. Here's a jar, now hurry, I haven't got all day. Got it. The mere fact that you dare to interrupt me means you must have the live lightning spark I require. Well, hand it over then. Oh, aren't you a cute little one? Just think of all the fun I can have with you. Oh, the next assistant who dares shirk his duties is in quite a shock. Oh, now where was I? Oh, yes, toadstools. If my theories are correct, sending a shock through the toadstools will trigger a sense of danger, causing them to reproduce with unheard-of speed. Truly, my genius knows no bounds. To think of the discoveries I could make if I had but a single competent assistant. You, Assistant 7. Or was it 4? Or whoever you are. Begone from my sight. Let me concentrate for once. Someone, keep your nose to the grindstone.